If you're like most guys, you want to do a good job in bed and please her and give her exactly what she wants. But do you know the things that women hate most in sex? Because it might be different than what you dislike and what you think they don't like. So today's video is going to help you with that, figuring it out so that you know exactly how to give her what she wants. I am Céline Remy, the Intimacy Angel, and I am here to help you bring your sexy back in life. Make sure you also click the like button on today's video and subscribe to my channel. So when it comes to sex, there's been a lot of studies, data out there, and things that we've learned about what men like, what women like, and what they don't like. Surprisingly enough, when it comes to things that women don't like in the bedroom, the number one thing that came up was actually obsessing about how they looked. It had all to do about how they did not feel comfortable about letting go, being in their body, really relaxing, or needing to hold back about how they looked because they weren't perfect. So there's this big thing that happens for women where we tend to constantly compare ourselves. We have a vision of what we call the perfect woman in our head, which, by the way, we can never achieve and attain, but we constantly compare ourselves to that image that we've created, and we always fall short. And unfortunately, if you bring that attitude in the bedroom, then it becomes an issue. So knowing that for a lot of women, that is the number one thing they don't like, is basically they have to be naked, they have to be vulnerable, and they don't like who they are. That's a huge thing. So if you can help her get to a place where she knows she's beautiful, where you tell her how much you appreciate her body, where you celebrate her, so that she can ditch that concern and that obsession about her body not being the way that she thinks it should be. The second thing too is that women hate it when they feel pressure to have an orgasm. And I know it's a hard one because as a guy, you want to give her pleasure, you want her to have orgasm. But the more pressure you put on a woman, the harder it will be for her to get to that place. So focus more on the journey, focus more on the experience that you are sharing with your partner rather than the destination. If you can take away that pressure for her, she will enjoy sex so much more. And ultimately, for a lot of women, it's really hard to have orgasms via penetration, penis inside vagina sex, because of how their anatomy is or how much time it takes them to get there versus how long a man is able to last. So it makes it so much more difficult for her to really relax and let go if she knows like there's pressure, she doesn't really get there, and that really can get in the way. So I bet these were not the things that you were really expecting when you thought about what are the things that women hate most. Really, it comes down to themselves first, about not loving themselves, and then about feeling pressured, something more that is expected of them. So ditch those things, take away the pressure, enjoy the journey with her. I want to talk also about sexual positions, because there are some positions that just don't seem to quite do it. Now, these are generalities. You will always find somebody who will love one and somebody who will not like it. So just because I'm sharing these are guidelines, they are not absolute truth. But as a general rule, 69 position tends to not be women's favorite. There's something really difficult about the 69 because you're giving and receiving at the same time, and that means you can never focus on the giving or the receiving, and it just gets like, it's just a tricky one. So it tends to not be women's most favorite position because of that. Another one that's not really spectacular is shower sex, or like basically water sex. Water sex sounds awesome, right? You're like, well, we're already wet and juicy and it's fantastic. How much better can it get? But the thing is, when there's that wetness in that water, it makes the vagina like drier. It makes it less enjoyable. It's a very strange thing that happens, because you'd think like there's so much water, everything should be even more lubricated, but it actually tends to work in the opposite way. So a lot of women will not really like the shower sex or water sex. Now, you know, oral sex in some position maybe can work, but as a general rule, it sounds better and it looks better in movie than it truly is in real life. And last but not least, and it also depends on the woman's size and your size, but things that are in standing position, especially if you're facing each other, they get really tricky. You have to lift a leg up, you're trying to prop yourself, you slide, you glide, and it's really hard to relax in that position. Now it can be hot, but it's not really where she's going to like fully get off and like totally let go in the lovemaking. So these are some little things to keep in mind, that you want sometimes to have hot sex or spontaneous sex, but if you want her to really enjoy it, you gotta make sure that she feels safe, that she's warm, that she's comfortable, so that she gets there. Alright, I hope today's video was helpful. If you can think of other things that some of your partners have said they did not like, share them in the comments below. It's important that more men need to know what women don't like so that they can do the right thing and everyone can be happier. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next video.